The speakers all together were fantastic.
I find there's a terrific buzz here.
This meeting would probably not have happened 10 years ago.
There's been a great group of people.
It's been a fascinating conference for me.
I think people are bursting with ideas after this meeting.
We tend to think of natural capital as nature and benefits that flow from it, and they're obviously a fundamental underpinning to a lot of economic activity and human welfare. And what we feel sometimes is that a lot of natural capital tends to be economically and financially invisible.
I think it's linking people back to nature.
NCI is a collation of organisations who are answering the critical issues around natural capital and finding ways of getting the research done.
It's a really good forum for bringing a lot of disparate evidence together.
They're in a position of being independent and honest brokers of knowledge, bringing science to decision making for policymakers and businesses.
The expertise has been very high. I mean, we've got people who are leading major programs and really can talk with some authority from experience and from being responsible for bringing different disciplines together.
So we've got cities represented, we've got businesses, we have academia, we have private sector, we have policymakers. It hasn't been 2 days of familiar faces preaching to the converted. There are lots of new people.
There's an accountant. I never thought I'd really enjoy a talk by an accountant.
There is a recognition that somehow we have to take account of nature.
And that was a very visionary and important talk.
It's very refreshing to come here and hear different points of view, but also to hear some business speakers speaking to a very different audience.
If you sort of look at a triangle of business, government and civil society, we need to have all parts of that triangle speaking to each other.
What we feel sometimes is that a lot of natural capital tends to be economically and financially invisible, and that creates challenges in society and also in the daily job that we do investing our clients' money. But it also presents opportunities.
The cross-fertilization, the dialogue that's been going on for some time between ecologists and economists has reached a bit of a zenith now, where there's so much more common understanding.
I think the work that NCI does is imperative to taking this whole area and discipline forward.
Unless we value the environment in a much more stronger, much more inherent, much more intrinsic way, we will struggle to deal with global health problems such as antibiotic resistance, such as climate change. We will struggle.
It's extremely important to have good dialogue in this area because it is an emerging area.
We're dependent upon the environment. It's trying to work out how you can value it, how you can improve the environment, how you can benefit everyone in doing so.
It strikes me that a lot of what we're talking about
We should thank everybody for asking questions because they were bringing their own perspectives. These weren't questions about clarification, but much more involved questions where people said, this is the kind of problem I'm dealing with, what do you think about it? How can you look at my problem from your perspective? So it's been lots of engagement, lots of sharing of experiences. It's very good.
More and more people are listening, more and more people are trying to discuss how can we improve our decision-making tools to address that fundamental global issue.
So I have made a lot of contacts and said, how can we, the public health world, help with World Wildlife Foundation, Society of Biology and so forth. That's been great.
One of the key things I think I've learned is that financial accountants can actually be truly revolutionary, and that can be a game changer.
The thing that's really stood out to me at this conference is the feeling of common cause.
I was really delighted with the amount of agreement there was on what we should do for the future.
For me, it's having that understanding to then be able to speak to our business community. And especially when you're dealing with a very successful business community, people often want to know what's in it for me.
I am very keen to learn and use in the public health world the ideas around natural capital and to make sure that the environment has an incredibly prominent place in public health work and action.
People are willing to work together. They see that as an interdisciplinary activity is where we need to go forward.
It's events like this where the Natural Capital Initiative gives the opportunity for people to share their experiences that enables me to go away and be more confident that we already have enough understanding to take action.
The economists who've been here, I think, have got more out of this event than they might have anticipated.
I would absolutely advocate my colleagues in the business world come to this in the future.
I'm very glad I attended this, and I'm very glad that NERC has been the lead sponsor of this event.
We're hoping that the interaction with our participants here will only go from strength to strength.
If we can get this right, it could be the thing, and I say could be, the thing which helps us to move much faster in the right direction towards a fairer and more equitable world.